Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of the Star Technology Productions live stream. Um, Today we're going to talk about the NFL free agency so far and the trade talk. But first of all, I would like to talk about the coronavirus that's been going around nationwide. We have over 200,000 cases in the U.S. 100 people have died from it, and the number one thing is for me is wash hands, use hand sanitizer, keep a distance from people that are coughing or sneezing. Um, that's the way to avoid it. And in a matter of time, I think it will get better once spring weather comes around. Even though I think it will be still around, but I think the warmer weather it would definitely help. So that's mainly all I gotta say. And it's hard because we never really expected, something like this to happen, especially in the United States. I mean, it happened in China and Italy, and it just spread, and people traveling that's how it came here. So um, I'm not surprised, but I'm surprised that it would be this much of a situation. So but I'm praying for the ones that are still affected by this virus, um, and we're gonna get through, and we're definitely and the ones that have died from this virus. So all I can say is we're gonna get through this. We're still the United States, and and that's pretty much all I have to say. So we will definitely get through this. I promise you that we will. We just gotta take it one day at a time. So we'll wait 30 days and see how it goes, and that's all I really have to say of that. But anyway, so moving on. Free agency has started yesterday, and today we got some news that Tom Brady this morning announced on his Twitter page he is leaving the New England Patriots. He thanked Mr. Kraft, the owner, Bill Belichick. He said it was amazing 20 years, and he's very, very excited to try it for a new team. So, and the team that he's going to sign tomorrow, that's what they're saying, and it's official, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I mean, I thought the Chargers would be an interesting, but according to the report that came out from NFL Network, is that the Chargers weren't really an attractive destination because he didn't think the coaching staff was really good enough for him to understand, a little bit better. Because Tom Brady's more of an old school kind of quarterback, so that's why in Tampa he's got Bruce Arians as a coach, and Bruce Arians is a really, really good coach, and he works well with veteran quarterbacks, especially the ones that've been around for a long time. So it's gonna be interesting. They got some pieces. You got Mike Evans, you got OJ Howard. I mean, the offensive line is a lot better than when he in New England. I mean, in New England, he just had Julian Edelman was probably his best receiver, and then some second round pick players, and yeah, that just wasn't good enough. And the offensive line was terrible. I mean, they couldn't really protect them. So, but yeah, I mean, it is gonna be an odd fit going to Tampa, but um, I'm excited to see what he can do, because if he can win without Belichick, then that would be saying he is the greatest quarterback of all time, and he deserves. I mean, he deserves to do whatever he wants in his career. So, um, but yeah, it's going to be exciting. Some couple other news from yesterday. Dak Prescott is going to sign the franchise tag, and then Maury Cooper is going to sign the long-term extension for like 5 years worth $100 million. So I mean, if I was Dak, I would have not have taken the franchise tag because the the salary cap is definitely going to go up, and it's sometimes when you overspend for a certain player, it's going to affect the future salary. So that's why in one, he's going to take it. He's going to take it. I mean, he wanted to stay with Dallas, and that's and he deserves to stay in Dallas because he proved himself. He had a good year. And to be honest with you, he played a lot better than Carson Wentz. And Carson Wentz has not been a good quarterback lately. Since that ACL injury, he has not been the same. And I'm not saying I'm believing Carson Wentz. He's not a good quarterback. It's just, to me, I think Dak Prescott really proved that he's a better thrower and a better playmaker on the offense. Um, a couple more news. AJ Green is going to re-sign with the Cincinnati Bengals, which I expected, So and they're going to draft Joe Burrow as number one pick, and Joe Burrow needed a number one receiver, which makes sense. So yeah, and it's going to be really interesting, man. Especially for this offseason, I got to admit, has been the best offseason in a decade. I mean, it's been this good. So I got to say that the biggest winners of all so far is the Buccaneers, the Cardinals, and the Buffalo Bills. That's my top three. And then the fourth would be like Dallas, or something like that. Now, some other news that came out today was Teddy Bridgewater is going to sign with the Panthers, which, I expected that. I said that a couple months ago. I said Teddy Bridgewater would be a great fit for Carolina. And I guess Cam Newton realized that they were rebuilding, they're going a different direction, and he was not happy about the team wanting to trade him. And I guess it makes sense because, since Dave Temper took over, and I've been impressed with Dave Temper, he's done some great things for the Charlotte area. I mean, he's going to do a soccer team. He's built a culture, a new culture. And Richardson, to me, was not I'm not saying Richardson was good, but to me, he was like, he just wasn't active like, in the market. Like he would like build stuff, even though his brand was good, but to me, he was really cheap, in my opinion. Like when it comes to negotiating with teams and everything. And the Panthers usually, they always draft it, they don't overspend. But the way Dave Temper has done, he's going all in. He's changing the culture there. And sometimes it's business. So they got a couple trade rumors going around that Cam Newton, I'm gonna say probably the Bears, I say, could be an option because they're looking for a veteran. That would be an interesting fit. Another team would maybe the New England Patriots, maybe. I mean, that would be an interesting to see that. But to me, I think they're gonna go sign a quarterback. I'm gonna say for the Patriots, I'll say probably James Winston. Since Tom Brady is going to Tampa now, that opens up for James Winston to go there, and that would be something to watch and Bill Belichick is a genius. I mean, overall, so I gotta admit that if he can win some games with James Winston and gets the playoffs, man, that would be something for them. And let's say like a dream scenario, like James Winston versus Tom Brady in the Super Bowl. Oh man! And let's say if Tom Brady wins and beats Bill Belichick, could you imagine what that can do for his career, man? because maybe Belichick's the one been helping win all this time, and maybe he wants to prove that he can do it by himself. So I will see how that plays out. But yeah, Patriots are going to definitely figure it out. A couple trades that happened yesterday, which is the most surprising one, was DeAndre Hopkins is the one that got traded. I mean wow, that's very surprising to me. And I just don't get why they would trade a number one receiver. And they had a good season, Houston. I mean, they won a playoff game. And you trade away for David Johnson, a running back, that in a couple, like a second round pick and a fourth round pick or something like that. I'm thinking like, what? That makes no sense. So to me, Bill Bryan as the coach and taking over as a GM, I think he's made terrible moves. I mean, maybe that had a factor. Maybe he didn't want DeAndre Hopkins when he took over, because sometimes it happens. But I just don't understand that. And to be honest with you, I think Deshaun Watson is probably saying, "You trade my number one receiver after we won a playoff game." I believe he's gonna ask for a trade. I mean, if I was him, so I would. So I don't know. But I just don't get what Houston's doing. So the Cardinals got the better deal. So now you got Kyle Murray, DeAndre Hopkins, Larry Fitzgerald, and Kenyon Drake. That's a good core you can build on. And to me, that's gonna be unreal. And to me, that looks like a playoff team that can compete. So yeah, it's been crazy, but yeah, to me, Cardinals really won the deal overall. So another trade that went down last night was the Stefon Diggs trade to the Bills. I already kind of knew about Stefon Diggs. I mean, he kind of wanted out, even though they had some success. Even though they had some success in the playoffs, it just feel like, giving money to Kirk Cousins that signed a 2-year deal, gave him more money, maybe had a factor, and he wanted a different role. So he's going to do well in Buffalo, and Josh Allen is going to be even better with the number one receiver, So, and also going back to the Texans, they agreed to sign Randall Cobb on a 3-year, $27 million. Okay, that to me that makes no sense. You trade DeAndre Hopkins to the Cardinals, and then you bring Randall Cobb. I mean, to me, it's like it's like they don't know what they're doing, and that's Bill O'Brien's fault. And to me, I think Bill O'Brien needs to be fired, because the way he's handling things as a GM and a coach, he really thinks like he's Belichick. I mean, everybody's not going to be Belichick, is what I'm saying. And to me, I just think that was a big mistake. And Randall Cobb is not he's not number one. He's more like a number 2 slot receiver. He's not like a player that, hey, you can count on every time. Because when I saw in Dallas, he didn't really play that really well. Maybe because of Amari Cooper and all that, but to me, it's like Randall Cobb has just not been the same since he left Green Bay. So, and that happens. I mean, it definitely does. So, but yeah, it's insane for the offseason so far. What else? Let's say. Marcus Mariota is going to the Oakland Raiders to be the backup for Derek Carr. To me, that's interesting, because maybe they'll do a little competition, like with kind of what Carolina did with Cam Newton. With Kyle Allen would come uh, in the CV compete for that, and then Cam got benched. So maybe that's a similar situation. And to me, when Mario was playing, I thought he was playing pretty good. It's just Ryan Tannehill was just so much better. He's just a better thrower, in my opinion. But Mario is all about running. He's a running kind of quarterback. So yeah, I think it's a good deal for the Raiders. So and the Giants, my team, New York Giants, they finally made a move in free agency. They made a couple moves yesterday. They signed the Panthers cornerback on the defense, James Bradbury, for a 3-year, $45 million. And that's a pretty solid cornerback deal, because sometimes these cornerbacks get paid too much money, and I got to give Gettleman some credit, man. He's done. I mean, I know I criticized him for when he was in Carolina, but his scheme is like not overspending. He finds the right positions that you really need, and he's drafted well. I mean, he's drafted Saquon Barkley. I mean, and then he got Daniel Jones. I mean, to me, Daniel Jones was not even a top 10 quarterback in the draft last year, and a lot of people criticize him that, and I'm like, when I saw the pick, I'm like, Daniel Jones, like who's that? So, but he's proven people wrong, and to me, I saw some great things from Daniel Jones, and he's gonna be a solid quarterback. I mean, he really is. He's got potential. So Giants also got the linebacker from Green Bay, Martinez, which I thought he was really good in Green Bay. So that's a good sign for the Giants, because they need a leader on that, especially on that front line that can get after the quarterback. And that's what they've been missing. They need some kind of leader veteran that can lead that defense and say, hey, I'm gonna take over. So I've been pretty impressed. So another surprising move was Jason Witten going to the Raiders. That's just to me, that's just an outfit. Yeah, I mean, I know Dallas was trying to re-sign him, but they wanted Jarwin because he played better than Jason Witten. But Jason Witten just wanted to play, so I mean, I guess it makes sense. But to me, it's like, I don't know. But Raiders, I guess they're rebuilding, so I guess it makes sense. He maybe wants to help the young players. Maybe, I don't know. But yeah, I mean, there's free agents that want to just play, and now there's some that want to win, like Jimmy Graham, goes to Chicago. With Chicago, just need a tight end and a quarterback, and then they're like a piece away from being a legit Super Bowl contender. And speaking of Chicago, they are, even though they are looking for looking to keep Trubisky, they are still going to look for a veteran quarterback. So just like I said, Cam Newton would be a good option. But the thing is, who would you give up to be traded? Unless you trade a couple first round picks, maybe you can do that. But to me, they might sign a veteran quarterback. Let's say like Andy Dalton gets released. Andy Dalton would be a solid option. I mean, he wouldn't be great, but he would be a lot better than Trubisky, because to me, when I saw Trubisky being selected from Chicago, I wasn't really high on him. I mean, Deshaun Watson was a lot better, in my opinion. And I think they made a mistake on that. So, and then I gotta tell you that when John Fox was there as the coach, he did not want Trubisky. He wanted Deshaun Watson, and he was right. So He was right about that. And I'm not saying Trubisky is not a bad quarterback. He's just not consistent. Like he's like a James Winston, like he to me it's like, you're like he's good and then he's not good. It's just not consistent. And like if you can't be consistent, quarterbacks are gonna struggle. Like when a lot of people found out that Sean Watson was, a Heisman Trophy, definitely he was it. Like he's got some unreal talent, and to me he's like an Aaron Rodgers. Like he can he can move out of the pocket, play action pass. I mean, to me that's pretty good, man. So yeah, it's been unreal in Chicago, but they can get a quarterback that can say, hey, I want to come in, compete for the job. And if they outplay Trubisky, I believe they're going to take the starting job, and let Trubisky just learn, and then maybe eventually, maybe he can go back to Trubisky and say, hey, come in and and see what else if you really improved, and if you haven't improved, then and it's a bust. I mean, then yeah. So, um, trying to see what else. Um, let's see. Oh, Bucks re-signed Jason Pierce-Paul, former Giant. Uh, that makes sense because they need a leader on the defense, and their defense was pretty solid last year. Um, so yeah, that's a good move. Who else? Let's see. Oh, the Colts. I was right about that. Again, Philip Rivers. I was exactly right, and people did not believe me. I'm saying, are you sure? I'm like, yeah, Philip Rivers is definitely going to the Colts, and it makes sense because he's Frank Wright was his I think he was the offensive coordinator in with the Chargers, I think. So, and he works well with veteran quarterbacks that just want to play. And to me, Colts can definitely with Philip Rivers. They got a good offensive line. They're building up a defense. I mean, they got something going. The only thing is, like, they need another receiver, which I think, Colts will finally figure it out. I mean, they will. But I was right about that a couple months ago, and I said, watch the Colts get Philip Rivers, and I was right. And to be honest with you, I got a lot of my free agency picks correct. I was wrong about some of them though, but I was mostly I was right about some of them. Um, who else? Who else? The Dolphins. I forgot about them. Oh man, there's a lot of talk about. So, Dolphins got offensive line. Eric Flowers, which he's improved when he was in Washington. He looks like he's a good tackle. Um, they got the Patriots. Wherever his name is, I can't think of his name, but somebody from the Patriots, the Giants were trying to get, but he decided to go to the Dolphins. And to me, the Dolphins have a lot of draft picks, and they draft right. They're gonna be a much better team, next season. And they got Fitzpatrick. Uh, they got some offensive line pieces. They need some receivers though. The receivers the big thing. I mean, I think they got Parker, but he's not really like a number one receiver. He's more like a second option. So, but they can get like the one from Alabama is pretty good. The one from LSU is pretty good. And maybe let's say they get like a pass rusher or something like that. Like Chase Young would be a good option. If they can somehow get him, that would be a big win for the Dolphins. And the Dolphins, I think if they get the right pieces, I think they're going to be just fine. It's just they've just been terrible for the last 20 seasons since Dan Marino was the quarterback. I mean, it's been that long. So yeah, definitely. So definitely the Dolphins is one of the biggest winners so far, and especially free agency wise. Um, what else? What else? What else? Oh, and Ryan Tannehill, staying with the Tennessee Titans, and he deserved that. Uh, a lot of people were debating that if he really deserved the money, and he proved himself when he got traded from Miami to Tennessee, and they took a gamble. They started him for the rest of the season. And then he went to the playoffs. He beat Tom Brady, which is like surprising because usually he never wins against Tom Brady. And then Derrick Henry was a big help to that, the big run game. And they went all to the AFC Championship. And so you got to give him credit for that. I mean, so now he proven so that he's a good starting quarterback. So, and do I think it was a big mistake Miami got rid of him? Yeah. I mean, he was hurt a lot, but I'm happy for him that he gets an opportunity and so but yeah, Tennessee's gonna be much better. They're gonna get better and better. I mean, trying to look at my Twitter and see if there was any other updates. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, Sean Lee is going back to Dallas for 1 year, 4.5 million. So actually, that's a good move for Dallas because they need a linebacker still for a backup. Definitely. So that's good. Let's see. Giants got another Packers another linebacker. So they got two linebackers that can play the same position, that can switch off, like take turns on the bench. Like one comes off the sideline or the bench, and then one just starts. But probably the one that starts is probably Martinez because he's got the most experience. Let's see. I'm trying to see if there's another. The Eagles. The Eagles are not picking up the option on safety Malcolm Jenkins, so he's going to be a free agent tomorrow. So that's surprising to me. I mean, and he'll definitely get another job, definitely. So we'll see about that. I don't know what team he'll go to, but a team that's gonna really be already ready to make the playoffs and be a championship contender. I mean, he's not gonna go to a team where it's like rebuilding or something like that. I'm gonna say, I don't know if it's possible, but I'll say I'm gonna say the Tampa Bay Buccaneers could be an option. I mean, they got some cap space left over. You could let Jenkins take a pay cut and let him, just like with and Jordan Howard goes to the Dolphins, so they got a new running back. So something like a 2 years, like a 2 year deal, like a 10 million or 15 million per year, or just a 2 year 15 million or something like that. Just don't overspend them. Because sometimes cornerbacks don't last as much. It just depends. But Malcolm Jenkins is definitely one of the best safeties in the league. I mean, he should definitely deserve something. So, trying to see what else. Okay, so here's the deal that Teddy Bridgewater is gonna get from the Panthers. It's a 3-year, $63 million deal. That's according to Adam Schefter of the ESPN. So Adam Schefter is definitely a good legit insider. So his reporting's pretty good. So that's the deal that they're trying to do. Trying to see what else, but yeah, it's definitely official. Oh, and also he gets $33 million guaranteed. So that's a pretty good deal for the Panthers. Um, and especially for Bridgewater because he deserved the money. Uh, I mean, he was 5-0 when Drew Brees was hurt. I mean, and to me, it's like, yeah, go for it. I mean, he's gonna do well. He's gonna do well in Carolina. I mean, it is gonna be different on Cam Newton, but Teddy Bridgewater can play. So, um, trying to see what else. I know yesterday there was a couple reports that Nick Foles was on the trade block, but they're not really actively trading him. But they are still going to listen to an offer. Well, like, I mean, I don't know what team he'll really go to. I mean, we'll have to see. Um, trying to see what else. Let's see. Let's see. I'm trying to see if there's a. Let's see. Let's see. But yeah, the biggest thing was definitely Tom Brady and going to the Buccaneers, and DeAndre Hopkins going to the Cardinals. That's probably the biggest moves of the offseason so far. Trying to see. And there's another. Trying to see if there's another thing, another report. Oh, okay. So Tom Brady's updated contract is here, which would be like a 2-year deal. You know, like he's only going to play 2 more seasons, so that makes sense. So the Patriots, I heard, didn't really offer him a contract. That was up to Belichick. So that's another thing that came out yesterday. Let's see. I'm trying to refresh the Twitter page, see if there's anything else. Let me see. I know there's gotta be some. Let's see. Okay, so okay. The chart update. This is according to Mike Garofola of the NFL Network. He says the Chargers are going to be fine. He's expecting a huge bounce back year, regardless of who the quarterback is. Still a good roster with lots of talent, and free agents are definitely a fan of the coaching staff. So somebody definitely is going to go to the Chargers, but we don't know who. I've heard now. I did hear Cam Newton there, going to Chargers, and I heard the Chargers actually called the Panthers a couple weeks ago about a trade, but the Panthers weren't really interested in the Chargers but what I heard a couple months ago is that Cam Newton wants to go to Chicago. I mean, that's the most likely destination that a lot of people are saying that he wants to go to. But we'll see. We'll see how that plays out. Giants. Let's see. No, actually, no. Giants got a tight end from the 49ers. I think his name is Le'Veon Tolley, and for a 2-year, $6 million deal, $6.2 million deal. I mean, it's an option. I mean, at least it's a backup that we can set Evan Ingram, because Evan Ingram has been hurt for the last 2 seasons. So, and I heard there were some trade rumors about him too, possibly getting traded, and I heard they were shopping around. So I don't know if they were gonna trade him. I mean, I think Evan Ingram, when healthy, is a really good tight end. He's very good. Um, it's just the problem is he's just been hurt too much. So, um, let's see. I'm trying to see if there's a. Pittsburgh. Here we go. Oh, hold on. There's something about Pittsburgh. So I'm trying to see if there's something about Pittsburgh. Ryan's Sazier he's on the injury reserve and retired list. So he's probably not going to play for the rest of his career because of that back injury. But he's willing, I heard, to help the team on the coaching staff. So he might just be a coach. I don't know. I mean, but yeah, but he's done good things for Pittsburgh when he played. He was a good linebacker. So, but sometimes things happen, and you just never know what to say. So, but yeah, that's another thing. That Pittsburgh. Now with Pittsburgh, I think they definitely need another receiver. There's not really that many options left in receiver. I mean, you got Robbie Anderson, but I think he's staying with the Jets. The one name I got to keep an eye on is Dez Bryant. Dez Bryant wants to come back to NFL. I think Pittsburgh would definitely be interested, and because since you got Juju Smith-Schuster, you need another second option, and Dez Bryant would be a perfect fit for Pittsburgh Steelers because he still can, give you a couple first downs. He still can create some open opportunities for, let's say, Big Ben when he comes back. So it's not so much, Juju Smith-Schuster all the time, and and I think that's kind of what happened to Pittsburgh this year. It's like, but they had a good season though. I mean, what Mike Tomlin did, I'd be honestly, he should have won Coach of the Year. I mean, I know Baltimore had a great season, but they had an easy schedule in my opinion. So yeah, it to me, he should definitely deserve Coach of the Year. I mean, they almost made the playoffs with a third string quarterback. I mean, that to me is amazing. I mean, what? I mean, a coach has never done that. I mean, except for maybe Belichick, maybe that's it. But it's just amazing what he did this year. And Pittsburgh's going to definitely bounce back. They just need to get a couple offensive pieces for Big Ben to be successful, because when Big Ben is protected, he still can make some throws. He really can. Now I heard that they were trying to get a running back, but I don't know really what's available. So what they could do, they still could get Melvin Gordon. I don't know Melvin Gordon. I haven't heard about Melvin Gordon yet, so not that I know of. So he could be still available. I mean, I don't know. They could draft one, possibly. But I mean, they do have James Conner, but James Conner is just, you know, is not as good as like Le'Veon Bell was. Now I'll tell you what, an interesting scenario I got. Le'Veon Bell trade back to Pittsburgh. If they were to convince the Jets, you know, let's trade for Le'Veon Bell. And Le'Veon Bell, I mean, I know he hold out, for his contract when he was there, but to me, he was loyal than Antonio Brown. Antonio Brown was just a distraction. Even though Antonio Brown has done some good things, and I hope Antonio Brown definitely gets back in the league, and I think he will. He did say he wants to play Tom Brady. So since Tom Brady is in Tampa now, he might consider Tampa now. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But as far as Pittsburgh, they got to get definitely a running back instead of just James Conner, and the other player they got, I forgot who it is, but there's a way they can get Le'Veon Bell back. That would be something else. Hey, what's up? Tenno builds yacht. When does free agency end? I know the free agency already started. Sunday, the tampering rule, where like you can still sign, but it'll officially be tomorrow, is on Wednesday. So Wednesday morning is when free agency actually begins. So the contracts would be official. So let's see. So yeah, it's definitely official. All the contracts that have been signed are official on Wednesday morning. So I'm trying to see if there's another. Hold on. I'm trying to see if there's another trade or something, but anyway, but yeah, the big thing was Tom Brady going to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I mean, that's just like, wow. I mean, I never expected the Buccaneers, but he wants to prove so that he wants to win out Belichick. So, and let's say if they get Antonio Brown or something, and Antonio Brown has said that he apologized. I mean, he's apologized for the things he's done. He's open to return. So let's say they get Antonio Brown. You got Tom Brady, O.J. Howard, Mike Evans, and Chris Godwin, and let's say the running back position they got is really good. So just imagine that Tom Brady, Tony Brown, Mike Evans, and O.J. Howard. That to me would be interesting to watch. I mean, that would be scary, man. I'm just telling you, that would be a really scary offense. So we'll see if Tampa's really interested. But if Tom Brady wants Tony Brown, I think they definitely would sign him. So we'll see. We'll see about that. Trying to see if there's another. Let's see. Oh, okay. Wait a minute. We got something here. Hold on. Gerald McCoy and the Cowboys have agreed to a 3-year deal. Wow. Okay. McCoy, wow. That's a little surprising. But I guess they definitely need some defense, I guess, for the front line, I guess. So, but wow, that's something. Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, Dallas has done pretty well in defense, and that's really what they need. They just need defense. And they got to get a safety. And I'll tell you what, um, a safety for them to get is Malcolm Jenkins would be an excellent fit. But the thing is, though, I just don't know if Jerry Jones is going to really consider it. But I tell you what, if he's the best available, I would take him because Malcolm Jenkins can play, man. I mean, I know before the season I said they should sign Eric Berry, but Eric Berry was hurt, I guess, from Kansas City uh, when he tore his Achilles last season, so or the following season ago. So, um, but yeah, but Dallas to me with the new coach Mike McCarthy is going to be really interesting, and I think he's upgrading over Jason Garrett. And McCarthy's had some success. So, do I think they could win it all with the new coaching staff? Sure, I think they could. The thing is, though, the NFC is really, really, really tough. I mean, it's not an easy conference. It's not. So I have to agree with that. It's not. Um, but as far as free agency ends, I I have to look it up. But I'm trying to see if free agency. Um, trying to see. Let's see. Let's see. Free agency. Okay, March 18th. So it don't really say. Answer your question. Let's Tanyo, answer your question. Um, trying to see if there's a. I can't really find it on here. Um, contrast books. Hold on a minute. Trying to see if there's a. Um, let's see. I know. Okay, okay. So it's saying March. Okay, so the trading period, for like say like the draft, begins begins to really tomorrow morning. So um, the annual league meeting, I know is canceled because of the coronavirus. So uh, April. Okay, so April. I found it. April 7th to sign their offer sheet. So any kind of restricted um, free agents that they want to keep, they can that they have. There's a deadline they have to sign. Um, club the clubs with returning head coaches may begin off-season workout. That's the off-season workout is canceled. It's been postponed, and then the NFL draft will be scheduled as is. Um, let's see, but yeah, I think it's March. I think it's March. I think it's April 6th. That's when I think it's according to this. It sounds like April 6th is when it, or around April is when it ends. So, um, let's see. I'm trying to see if there's another. Is there another trade? Wait a minute. Hold on. Hold on a second. There's something I saw something. Trying to see if there's a. Hold on. Hold on. Let's see. Oh, wait a minute. Broncos. Something about the Broncos. Something. Okay, speculation reports. Let's see. This is according to the trade rumors. Broncos expect to release or trade Joe Flacco this week. Okay. So Joe Flacco looks like he could be on the move pretty soon. And to me, Joe Flacco is just not a quarterback anymore. I mean, the way I watched him in Denver this year, it just was terrible. I mean, he got sacked, so many times, and he's just not the same player like he was a few years ago. So that's why Drew Lock is the future quarterback. So yeah, definitely. Let's see. I'm trying to see if there's a. But yeah, it just says Joe Flacco is expecting to be released or traded this week, so we don't know when. Let's see. Trying to see if there's a. Let me see something about let me see the Panthers trade rumors about Cam. Let me get back to Cam. Let's see. Trying to see if there's a. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Former Panthers Thomas Davis announces that he's going to reunite with Ron Rivera with the Redskins. Okay. So that's something. There you go. Redskins are still open to trade Trent Williams, which, his market, I've heard they want at least a first round pick and a second round pick. But teams right now are hesitant to give up that much for Trent Williams. So, let's see. So that's another rumor that okay. So I found out what CBS projected. Let's see. Okay, so they're projecting for Cam Newton, their predictions of a trade rumor. Los Angeles Chargers is an option. It says Newton isn't necessarily ideal for quarterback, but Tyrod Taylor is not really the answer, so that would make a lot of sense. So yeah, that's one team. New England Patriots. That would be an interesting scenario. They said he would benefit from New England's stable of running backs, and he wouldn't preclude Patriots from still drafting a long-term successors, which expect they are still going to draft a quarterback. I mean, they still are. But if you want to win some games, Cam Newton can still play. But the thing is, the offensive line is just terrible. Unless they get Cam Newton some, because to be honest with you, if Cam Newton's if he's protecting well enough, he still can contribute to a team. So, number 2, the Washington Redskins. Wow. Okay. That's something else. That to me would be a really odd fit with the Redskins. Even though, I think Ron Rivera has worked with Cam Newton for a long time, but I don't know. That to me is just, I don't know. They got Dwayne Haskins. And I heard they might draft Tua. from Alabama. So that there's speculation about that. But yeah, Redskins, no, I don't see that. They don't really have much to give up. Number one, Chicago Bears. Yep. Uh, they're saying the reason Chicago makes sense because there aren't many other teams putting out more quarterback in free agency. Of course, it says multiple reports have already linked them to Nick Foles and to Bridgewater, but Bridgewater has already signed with the Panthers, so Bridgewater's, he's out of the running for that. So right now, it seems like the general manager for the Chicago Bears is serious about pushing Mitchell Trubisky in 2020. Even though the owner said we are committed to Trubisky, I just don't believe either one of them. So Newton would be a perfect fit for Matt Nagy as his style of offense. It's like a run kind of offense, so like you can play action pass and and create some opportunities for the players. So that's an option. Trying to see if there's but that's mainly the top 4 trade rumor that they're suggesting that could be a possibility. Trying to see if there's another. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna do this live stream for about 10 minutes and about 10 more minutes, and then I'll do another one tomorrow. So sometime. So I might do it earlier. I'm not sure yet. It just depends, but it's exciting to do live stream. I mean, to me, it's like you just get more. To me, sometimes it helps to get more viewers and more subscribers, and that's what I'm trying to do. So, but live stream is just been the most popular thing that's out there. So, let's see. I'm trying to see if there's another. There really is no more. So, so let's recap what we talked about today. The big one is Tom Brady going to the Bucs on a 2-year deal worth around $30 million. You got DeAndre Hopkins getting traded yesterday to the Cardinals. Big win for the Cardinals. Kyle Murray's got a number 1 receiver. And even though Larry Fitzgerald has been the longest veteran there, he's been great for that franchise, and he could be a second option because DeAndre Hopkins is more like in his prime now, and they got Kenny Drake on the offense. So the Cardinals, that's a team to watch. They could right now on paper they look like a playoff team right now. Even though their defense, they still got to work on that a little bit, but to me, they look like they're going in the right direction to me. So, you got Dak Prescott signing the franchise tag with the Cowboys, and they are expected to get a long-term extension maybe later in the offseason, maybe, but they just want to get a deal done, and then they'll work it out later. Amari Cooper as one of the highest paid receivers, 5-year extension with $100 million. I mean, that's like kind of what Julio Jones is kind of making. So, but I think his was like 3 or 4 million or something. So, trying to see what else. Teddy Bridgewater is going to the Panthers. Who else? Cam Newton getting traded. I mean, he's gonna get traded eventually, or they could just release Cam Newton and he can sign where he wants. So we'll see. What else? What else? Ryan Tannehill staying with the Tennessee Titans. Derrick Henry staying with the Tennessee Titans on a franchise tag. Let's see. I'm trying to see if there's another. Oh, Jimmy Graham going to the Chicago Bears. I know they need a tight end, so that makes a lot of sense. Oh, and I forgot this one. The Bears are signing Robert Quinn on a 5-year, $70 million extension. Wow! So that defense is looking legit. Then you got Khalil Mack on the side. Wow, that's a team we got to watch next season. Wow. Okay. Philip Rivers going to the Colts. That's another one. I predicted that a while back in like January. I predicted that. So and it's like March. So I kind of knew he would be going to the Colts because it makes perfect sense. They got a good offensive line. Giants are always making moves. According to the Giants reporter that covers the Giants, he's from ESPN. He's saying that they're looking for a right tackle position and an upgraded center. So they are gonna get some cheap options. So Gettleman's doing some shopping for some positions that they really need. Let's see. Trying to see. Okay. Jason Witten going to the Raiders. Randall Cobb, of course, going to the Texans, which to me that makes no sense. But I think he deserves the money. But you trade DeAndre Hopkins for a running back, that to me makes no sense. Bill O'Brien needs to be fired. To me, I just think that trading a top receiver after you won a playoff game makes no sense. Let's see. Who else? Oh, Stephon Diggs getting traded to the Bills. So Bills got some help. Josh Allen has got a number one receiver now, and let's see what he can do with Stephon Diggs. So they're gonna be a better team, and they could win their division, especially with the Patriots. Don't know what they're doing at quarterback, which I believe they're gonna get either James Winston, Cam Newton, maybe, but I don't see that really happen. So it's either gonna be James Winston or it's gonna be like Andy Dalton or something like that. What else? Trying to see if there's another. Oh, and Brian Jones from the Cowboys is going to the Dolphins. So the Dolphins have been big free agent winners like so far, like, especially free agency. Like spending money wise, they spend their money very well overall. They're building something. So I mean, I don't expect them to be a playoff team, but they look like look like they're going in the right direction. So, and they turned around, especially getting the season where they started like 0-6 or something, 0-5, and they started winning some games. And Fitzpatrick, as a starter, has proved that hey, I'm a good starting quarterback. So, yeah, it's been something. But yeah, we'll see more tomorrow. I mean, trade. I'll let you guys know. Follow my Twitter page at uh this, at I'll leave the link down in the description if you want to follow my Twitter page. I'll try to do the updates as much as I can. But the live stream, I will definitely do sometime either tomorrow night or maybe sometime in midday. I mean, I don't know. It just depends. If you know if I have the time. So, but if I have the time during the morning, I don't know. But I'm definitely gonna do another one tomorrow, and I'm still gonna recap all the stuff and like I say, new trades, new signings. Let's see. But yeah, that's really all I have, y'all. And thank y'all for listening. And catch y'all next time. Peace.